Good afternoon or evening, depending where you're watching this from. We are now doing a round two coverage for severe storms. We are talking across the prairies, and so that was a bit of a short break. So let's jump right into it because we do have a storm that has been tornado warned in Manitoba a short while ago. So that's what's brought us back on here. Bear with me for 1 second. We're just going to take a look at this. This is east of Killarney. South of Belmont, right by Neelan. We are down a radar at this point. So right now, this is tracking. Basically, I'm going to see here, I'm looking from US radar because our Canadian ones, it's diving southeast, as you can see, rotating downwards at this point. We do have Shannon Bolesky on it live in that bottom corner, so we do have a view of it. She is out chasing today, so we've got some eyes on, as they say. They're just adjusting the camera, it looks like here, possibly. So I'll swing back to that in a moment. But Shannon is basically on that at this point. It is moving southeast. We are showing some broad rotation in this. It did have a tighter couplet, but if you are southeast of this storm, it is a strong storm at this point, throwing a lot of hail. You need to be in shelter if you are kind of in this general direction, down in a basement ideally, or a tornado shelter. If you do not have that option, then you want to be in an interior room with as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And we're just watching that take place here on Shannon Stream, so bear with me. I'm going to try and bring that up, and we'll see what we've got going on here. So let's just swing over to Shannon here. They are driving up to this storm, obviously a very strong storm. It's got that blue kind of hail signature in it, very low to the ground, and obviously a ton of precipitation in this. Right now, nothing obvious that I can see here, just trying to see where I can spot any features of the storm as Shannon drives up to this. But this is on the east side of Killarney, dropping southeast at this point. So this is a live shot from that storm with Shannon on it. So we're going to continue to monitor that in the bottom of the screen there. I am also going to turn on, the satellite service that we use for imagery was off there for a bit, but we've got it back now. They were doing some server maintenance, and then Connor should be here shortly. So Shannon is literally, let me just take a look here at Google Maps, zoom out. She should be just west. She is east of Killarney, coming from the west side of this storm. Again, what you're seeing on the radar screen right now is right by Neelan, and they are approaching this storm from that direction. The velocity scans, there are some areas of rotation in this storm where you've got those greens and blues. We are further away from this because the Fox Warren radar is down, unfortunately. So there is some rotation right by the Neelan area, and obviously out of an abundance of caution, we're telling you guys to be in shelter at this point, but we do not have Fox Warren radar up and running. I'm just going to double check that that's the case. The pill at the top left corner is in red, which means it's not transmitting to us any data, or to anybody any data. So we are using the KMBX radar out of Minot. It is slightly closer than the Woodlands radar. We're right in between two radars, so we're just monitoring it as best as we can from those two locations. But right now, moving southeast towards Cartwright. This is a strong storm, as you just saw visually on a Shannon Stream. So we're going to jump back into this. I apologize if anybody was on Facebook earlier. I forgot to combine our chats so that we could see the Facebook messages as well as the YouTube ones, but I've got them working now. So we'll continue on that. A little bit of a technical oopsie. So what else have we got here? Yes, Louise, the storm is east of you in Killarney. It is moving southeast towards Cartwright and heading towards that North Dakota border. So not a lot of real estate left to work with in Canada, and it will be crossing into North Dakota. So it looks to go to the east side of Cartwright, but if you're down there in Cartwright and Mather, I believe it is, or Mather, you need to be in shelter at this point. Again, very strong storm, as you can see here on Shannon's stream. This is a live shot out in front of it. They are to the east side of this storm. And again, just looking right at the storm. So there's Shannon out there with the Forerunner doing her time-lapse photography. Very heavy precipitation in there. So this will be hard to see into the storm. It may be rain-wrapped if there is anything in there. But right now, it is dropping southeast. It is over Neelan at this point. You can see how this is tracking southeast. The hail core dropping a little bit on it, which may be a good indicator, but I'm just cycling it back and forth here. So we are moving down towards Cartwright and down towards Mather. You need to be in shelter with this tornado-warned storm. It is a very strong storm at this point. It does have indications of rotation right around that Neelan area. We are monitoring from a different radar. We are using radar from the US, as I've mentioned. So we'll watch this as it goes. And heavy precipitation in this. There's going to be some hail. And let me just bring up Shannon's feed there as well. So she's kind of on the eastern edge of it. Just watching as this progresses. That is the only area that is tornado warned in Manitoba. Currently, we do have a couple of severe warned storms up to the north that have died out. We are down Fox warn, as I've mentioned. And then in Saskatchewan, we do have some storms by Shaunavon that were severe warned but have weakened at this point. So we are covering basically Alberta to Manitoba, but at this point concentrating on our tornado warned storm up here. And again, Environment Canada is got the same issue with that one radar station being down. They are having to leapfrog and use multiple radars to try and cover for this. So again, in Manitoba, moving southeast. Let's take a look at our scans. There is some rotation on this storm. So let me just delete our drawing, move this out, back it up, and let's take a look what we've got going on here. So again, if you are somewhere, I'm going to create a box actually, so bear with me for 1 second. I'm going to move this up and let's just see here. So if you are to the north of this, you have not much to worry about because this has already kind of gone past. That's going to be our box. If you are anywhere inside of this area, you need to be in shelter. Cartwright, Mather, obviously right over Neelan. This is moving east, southeast towards that North Dakota border. So if you're in Killarney, Ninga, Belmont, in those areas, Dunry, Nanette, you are okay. This storm has moved past you and is moving southeast at this point. So this is where our rotation has been picked up on radar. You can very clearly see that over a couple of scans. And then we have Shannon next to the storm there, live streaming in the bottom corner of our imagery there. And Connor should be on the chat here very shortly as well. So again, anybody, if you know anybody in Cartwright, Mather, these are very strong storms regardless of rotation. But obviously with the rotation, you want to be in shelter in a basement. And if you can't opt for a basement or a tornado shelter, then you need to be in an interior room with as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Bathroom is a good option in the bathtub, and then a small mattress over you for protection in that case. So again, this ramp it up real quick here in Manitoba, and we are very much in the southern portion of Manitoba, just near that North Dakota border. So that is where this storm is headed, and we'll see what's going on. That's funny. There's multiple people arriving in the same location for a storm. Louise, appreciate the donation. Thank you very much for that. Glad that we can give you guys the coverage. So it's Louise, it's all been basically to your east. It kind of has missed you at this point, so we're going to continue to watch this as things progress and unfold. Shannon leaving at this point from that location and repositioning to get in front of the storm. So again, let me switch over to our radar. We'll show you guys how this has developed over the last little bit here, and you can see how that storm dove southeast, and that's when it got tornado warned. So we are 4:14 p.m. Manitoba time, and we'll be covering Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta as well. Right now, some storms around to the north of Winnipeg, but these are just regular thunderstorms at this point. Not even thunderstorms. There's no lightning on. Oh, there's one lightning bolt. So this is just regular moderate to light rain at best. Nothing concerning up there. Our area of intensification is obviously where we see this red box and the yellow box. Those are the areas that are of concern at this point. Just zooming back out to see if there's anything else going on. In Saskatchewan, again, we talked about minor storms around Shaunavon. Those aren't even severe warned at this point in terms of their look on radar. And then around Edmonton and Calgary, nothing happening right now, but we still expect stuff to happen out there. We do have a severe watch, obviously, along the Highway 2 corridor through Calgary and down to Lethbridge, and a little bit further east out to Brooks. And then right now, we don't have a severe thunderstorm watch in Saskatchewan or even a tornado watch. So our province that is showing the highest potential right now being Manitoba. And I'm just watching this again from multiple radars. And there are definitely some rotation signatures in there. The US radar is much closer at this point, so a little bit more broad rotation, and especially on this scan. So continuing to say that you do need to be in shelter on this while it's moving through. There is large hail in this. This is going to be toonie sized or larger, and you can see those bright pink colorations or pixels on the radar. This is heading into Cartwright and Mather. You need to be in shelter if you're inside our orange box that we have here. Again, the red box is your tornado warning from Environment Canada, but it extends back behind the storm and to the west of the storm, which obviously is not a concern as far as where this is headed at this point. So this is going into North Dakota. So it is going to be right now from the North Dakota border. Let's just take a look at this. Let me move this down a bit. So right from the border, right in front of it, this is only about 14 kilometers from the border and 20 kilometers to the center of the storm. So not a lot of real estate before this goes to the U.S. So this is going to swing down between Cartwright and Mather, and might get a little bit further over, but right now I would suspect that this is going to cross somewhere in this area right here. So that would be the area roughly where this storm looks to cross as far as the center of it, the core of it. There is precipitation that does extend further out from that. So you've got moderate to moderate heavy rain, kind of Glenora coming into Clearwater, Crystal City, but it should cross over again right here where we have this orange line on the North Dakota border, and we'll monitor that from our US radar till it goes over there. We do have just regular showers here along Highway 2. This is nothing concerning. We have one storm that is hogging all the attention right now, and that is this storm that got tornado warned. You can see the beautiful shot from Shannon here out front of this storm, and in behind that you can see all that gray and blue. That is very heavy precipitation in there. Hard to see if there was anything rotating from this vantage point, so obviously we can't confirm anything as far as rotation is concerned closer to the surface, but obviously a strong, intense thunderstorm at this point. So Shannon's going to keep up with it and stay out front of it. So actually I'll keep that on the stream down here. So that's what's going on. A bit of a quick start to our stream here, and we're just keeping an eye up with things was I going to say, Shannon just sending in some photos to our stream as well, but we do have that live in that bottom right corner, and when she relocates, we'll switch back to it and give you guys an updated view. So Shannon asking if there's any systems currently in Alberta. Right now there isn't, but there is a severe thunderstorm watch around the Calgary area to the north of Red Deer, kind of between Red Deer and Edmonton. That is the only thing that is out there at this time. So we will monitor it as storms start to pop, but right now we are looking at the storm in the very south of Manitoba, heading towards that North Dakota border. You can see how this storm has tracked southeast, and it looks to be on line with this orange line at the border, and our orange box is where you need to be in shelter as this storm continues through. So we'll take a look at things and we'll go from there. Patty, thank you very much for the stars, really appreciate that. So yeah, this is what we're highlighting at this point. Not going to move very far from this up until this subsides or either crosses into North Dakota. I don't think we have a storm speed in the warning, but let me just take a look here. Possibly producing a tornado is the wording from Environment Canada in that tornado warning, and that was put out at 4:09 p.m. so 11 minutes ago. Yeah, so Lefty saying, yeah, I'm in Cartwright. There was rotation northwest of Cartwright. Rotation stopped, heavy rain. So thank you very much for that update. Glad that, and here's our latest scan with this storm. So it does look like it's possibly breaking up a little. There is broad rotation in this storm. So we do have some broad rotation in it, but nothing really tight at this point, but still calling for to be in shelter out of an exercise of caution. I am going to reset our box here and draw it. And again, bear with me, I'm not an artiste when it comes to this kind of stuff. So we're going to just say kind of out in this general area and then down to here. This is where it looks to cross over into North Dakota. So let me finish up that box and highlight it here, and then up into here. So this looks to move towards that North Dakota border pretty quickly. The hail core is northeast of Cartwright and northwest of Mather, and there is some rotation in there, but it looks very broad at this point, which is a good sign. Still a strong storm in there, as we've seen from Shannon's live feed. So this again moving towards Highway 3 between Cartwright and Mather, and it looks like more of the hail will end up in Mather, and that is going to be toonie sized or smaller at this point, hopefully. So let me just respond to a comment here. Okay, and Connor will jump on here later on as well. So okay, so again, this is our isolated area of attention. Just zooming back out, we don't have anything too serious to the northwest of Winnipeg. Around Portage, there's some basic isolated showers, nothing concerning at this point. They are updating the tornado warning. They've shrunk the box back. So what they've done is they've pulled the box all the way back down from Highway 2 and updated. So when they do that, you unfortunately still get another new tornado warning with it if you're within that box or area. Let's take a look here. There is some rotation on this from our Woodlands radar, but from that looks a little more tight, but that's way higher or way higher in the storm. From the US radar, we still do have some velocities, but we should have a new update scan here very shortly. If you're in Killarney, Ninga, you don't have anything to worry about. This is east or southeast of you and moving away from your direction. So right now, the areas in the path would be Mather and Cartwright, all the way down to the border itself. If you are in our orange box area, you need to be in shelter. We've narrowed that down so that you're not worried about the entire red box that's there. And again, basement is your ideal situation. If you don't have that option, then in center room of the building or house with as many walls between you and the outside as possible. We are obviously recommend a bathtub as decent protection, and then putting a small mattress over yourself in case the worst case scenario happens. So what else? Okay. What else? Okay, so that's what we've got going on here. If you throw conspiracy theories in here, it's just not going to get you anywhere, folks, on this channel. There's other channels you can go and play with. This is not one of them. Just going to throw Shannon's view here. Obviously a gorgeous storm. Shannon now running. Also repping Canadian Weather Live on her tank top. This storm is moving fairly quickly. You can see how quickly that is advancing right on the live stream here. So I love that over the canola fields. That's a great view of it. So definitely still packing a punch as far as that's concerned. So okay, so let me switch back. Not much opportunity for taking photos because this thing is moving quickly. As you can see, Shannon just trying to get some shots of it. So just recapping, anybody who's jumping in here, this is a tornado warned storm down by Highway 3, apologies, Cartwright, Mather, and we're waiting for an update here. We should have one any minute from our US radar, just looking at our velocities and reflectivity. So this hopefully will pop up here any minute. I was expecting one probably quicker than this, but we'll see whether this updates very shortly. Right now, the rest of Manitoba, not really a concern, nor is Saskatchewan and Alberta, so we'll play that out. Here is our latest scan. Some hail coming into Cartwright, Mather area. We did call that. Let's take a look at our velocities. Very broad rotation on this, so basically, you know, just double checking here. So this is our new scan. It updated while we were talking about it. So still gonna say, out of an abundance of caution, be in shelter all the way till this storm gets to the North Dakota border. At least we know at that point it is safe. This is now right over Mather with that hail, Toonie sized hail, maybe a little bit larger than that, and Cartwright probably getting a much narrower path of hail, but maybe even you know, into that Toonie sized as well. So we're gonna monitor this as things progress, and we'll keep up with it. So what else? Yeah, Shannon is definitely a boss. She knows how to storm chase, and her truck is called the Stormtrooper. It's a white Toyota 4Runner with black and white highlights, so she calls it the Stormtrooper. Stephen asking about the outflow boundary in Shannon's shot, and unfortunately I don't think there was one on that. That was the leading edge of the storm, and I didn't see an outflow boundary on radar right now. It usually on the supercells, it will trail back. Usually, okay, if the storm is moving forward on the right-hand side to the back corner is where you'll usually end up getting that outflow boundary. But that out front was a little bit outflowy or shelfy, why you're seeing that leading edge kind of hanging over it, which is also indicative of a storm that is losing some intensity as far as the rotation is concerned. So that is a view you really want if you're not looking for it to tornado. It definitely looks better in that respect. So Alicia, thanks for tuning in from Prescott. We did cover Ontario and Southern Ontario earlier. Things went through much better in that regards. There was the severe weather wasn't bad at all today. There was some heavier downpours around the Smith Falls area, quite a bit of precipitation in that area, and these provinces know about heavy precipitation. Obviously Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta very saturated through the vast majority of the provinces with all the rain they've been receiving over the last month or so. What else is going on? Dolo saying, sorry that I just joined, but if I'm around Edmonton, am I okay? Yes, right now there's nothing going on anywhere else but this corner of Manitoba. We have no storms, even I don't think firing out in Edmonton, nothing around Calgary and Red Deer. This is the severe thunderstorm watch for this afternoon and evening around the Calgary area. So that's where you can roughly expect the more severe storms. And then we have a few storms here that are severe warned in near Shaunavon area for small hail at this point. And then just going to look at the rest of the radars while I can. And there's nothing happening right now of any consequence. We do have minor storms basically over Portage. These are isolated storms. And then to the north, I don't think we even have lightning on these. So to the northwest of Winnipeg, we are good. We are just concentrating on one little area down here in the bottom corner. I'm going to see if I can get Shannon's live stream coming back here. Let me just take a look and see if it'll refresh. Nope. Still not available right now, so maybe a bit of an issue with the Starlink. So right now we don't have anybody streaming, but we'll get back to that as well. What else? Okay. 1.75 inches of rain in Merrickville this afternoon. That was from Richard in Ontario. Thank you for that update. That's nearly 2 inches of rain, basically quite a bit there. So what are we talking about? That's almost 50 millimeters. So that'd be around 40 millimeters of rain, roughly speaking. So quite a bit going on. Yeah. Mark here asking if there's any mosquito watches for the swamp-like prairies these days, and they probably are going to have to put them out there because I can only imagine how bad the mosquitoes are right now. We're going to take a look at our wind velocities. We should have an update here any second from our American radar, and we'll take a look here. Just checking to see. We are in precipitation mode because what they have two different modes. When it's in precip mode, it scans faster than in regular mode. So I just was looking at very broad areas of rotation. I'm not concerned about this storm like I was earlier. We will see whether this continues to develop. There's a little bit of rotation by Cartwright. There are some larger chunks of hail in this. This is going to be maybe toonie to ping pong balls sized hail by Cartwright, and then southeast of Mather, that's going to be loony sized or smaller at this point, heading for that North Dakota border again. Not seeing too concerning on the scans right now as far as velocities are concerned. A little bit of rotation, but it's broad here over Cartwright area, so that could be an area right now. And we have said that if you are anywhere in our orange box, so much smaller area for coming to shelter, obviously being in a basement or a tornado shelter if you have that option, and if not, interior room of the building or house with as many walls between you and the outside as possible. In a bathtub's an ideal option, gives you a little bit more protection with maybe a small mattress over you. So what else? Okay. Shannon's got her view back, obviously just getting into a little better position with data and relocating right now. So we'll keep up with the views from Shannon, and then we will keep up with what's going on. So right now, very small area to concentrate on. The rest of the prairies are somewhat quiet, and I'm noticing that there's no watches out in Saskatchewan. And with that being the case, they're probably not expecting as severe weather as what the models or the outlook showed this morning. And so that could be a very good sign for the Saskatchewan area. Obviously, storms yesterday, tornado on the western edge of Saskatchewan yesterday, unfortunately, going through a park, which with campers. So we've heard of injuries there. Hopefully everybody recovers. We don't like hearing that, but that's unfortunately the downside of severe storms. And that's why we try and get this information out to as as many people as possible so they can heed the warning and they can take shelter. So that's the biggest thing why we do what we do. So let's continue on here. That's actually a very good point. I'm going to bring this up. Shannon is still relocating, but just saying another great tip for those taking shelter, always keep your shoes on. If you ever have to step over debris or glass after a tornado, 100% good point there. So, this is another good question. I honestly don't know the answer to this one. I don't know how common tornado shelters are through the prairies. Obviously, they're the busiest three provinces for tornadoes in Canada. And so I would hope some people have them, but I don't think it'd be as popular as down in the US. So Crown Royal, if asking if Winnipeg is going to get hit right now, no. I can zoom back out. You're not even in a severe thunderstorm watch in Winnipeg right now. There's just regular showers in the area, kind of west and northwest of Winnipeg. But our tornado watch is just west of Portage, through Brandon, and then down to just to the east of Oak Lake. So and we are just watching this one little storm here moving through from going into North Dakota eventually here pretty quickly. So what else? Tracy asking if I can check back to Ontario. I can definitely scan over there very quickly. Let's just take a look here what's happening. There is some heavier rain along the St. Lawrence Seaway, but this is just heavy rain at this point. Nothing concerning, with a few lightning bolts, but nothing of concern. And the rest of it is just regular showers at this point. You're not seeing those, higher winds and dark reds throughout. It's just along the seaway at this point. So hopefully that helps, Tracy. Let's move back out to Manitoba. And let's look at our US radar, and we should have a new scan here in about a minute or so. We'll take a look at it. Our velocity scans will come in, and we'll see if we've got anything rotating there. I'm going to switch over. Shannon is still trying to race ahead of it. She's probably heading right to the border to stay ahead of it so she can get as much time in front of the storm as possible. So that could be what's going on right now. We'll keep up with Shannon and watch what's happening. I do want to show you on visible satellite. You can see here the mushroom cloud going up in that bottom corner of Manitoba, and that is the storm that we are looking at this point. So it's the area that you can see that just you get that explosive updraft coming up. That is the part that we are paying attention to. Let's switch over to our velocity scans. This is at 4:30 p.m. Let's see if we get an update here. Which radar is this? This is KMBX. We're waiting for a velocity scan to come in. They seem to be staggered right now. I get the reflectivity scan updated already. Big time hail to the northeast of Cartwright. This is going to be toonie sized or larger. The hail moving southeast of Mather going towards the North Dakota border. This is going to be pockets of grape sized to loony sized hail depending where you are. So what else? So we're just going to see if the velocities have updated. Here is our velocity scan. So this is when we talk, obviously velocity, it is direction of the wind travel, how fast it is traveling. So red is moving away from radar, green towards radar, and then the brighter the colors, the stronger the winds in there. So you can see there are a few green areas. So there is some rotation, but at this point doesn't look super concerning. It isn't as strong. There is rotation in this area. We are saying the threat level is coming down. Still recommending shelter in this orange box that we've drawn out as this heads towards that US border at this point, but a lot of hail around the Cartwright area currently, and this is the only game in town really at this point, so we are just paying attention to that. So that's basically what's going on. So Oh, cool. Okay, Mark just saying a lot of places in Saskatchewan have basement cellars, so no one really builds dedicated tornado shelters. I won't say no one has them, but it is a more rare thing, so that's good to know. Like I said, I've never really kind of looked when I'm out there because I've chased many, many times in, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and Manitoba, and never kind of looked around for them. So I see them in the U.S. all the time, but Shannon looks like she's going down a goat path here. Road's starting to disappear. We're going into a field here, so it's a good thing she has a Toyota 4Runner with some traction. So definitely one of those things. Crossing the creek there. So anyways, always good to have a vehicle that has some good traction out in the Manitoba, but the road is definitely turning into less of a road and more of a path. So hopefully she makes it across wherever she's going. So again, we are tracking this storm that is tornado warned out in Manitoba, right by the Cartwright area. That has basically a little bit of rotation here right by Cartwright. You can see a little bit of green and red. So we are still recommending that you are in shelter at this point until this moves off to the southeast and crosses into North Dakota. So what else? Looney to toony sized hail in Cartwright. So, and letting up now. Thank you, Lefty, for that comment. Really appreciate it. What else have we got here? Yeah, and this is definitely near Eli. Obviously, anybody who is a storm enthusiast knows where Eli, Manitoba is. That's the strongest tornado in Canadian history. That was an F5 tornado 19 years ago, a little over 19 years ago. But what else have we got here? Yeah, I've been bitten by that too, Louise. Just Shannon's showing us a view of the storm. She's got it just off to the left of her as well. So we are getting eyes on as far as the storm is concerned. What else is going on here? So if you're asking, I've got a question here from Maria asking northwest of Clearwater. That is very broad rotation. So what I mean by broad, there's a big area of rotation in here. And what you're looking for when you have a tornadic circulation where something is possibly tightening up, this is 6 kilometers across. So that is very broad rotation, roughly looking at that. So that is not concerning as far as strong rotation is concerned. So a lot of times, again, we look at where something is rotating, how tightly it is rotating, and what those wind speeds are doing. You have a little bit here on the back end. If those were to get brighter, it is a little bit outside of the storm, so it's not as concerning. But we do have areas of rotation. Even with a storm that isn't going to tornado, there are always areas of rotation within that storm. So there are 3 qualifications that we kind of look at to decide whether this is a dangerous area of rotation or if it's just part of the normal process. So yeah, definitely, Maria, good catch on that, but it's very broad in terms of that rotational area, where I'll go back here and show you why this got tornado warned. Let me bring it up. Whoops. Clicking on the wrong stuff here. Let me swing back. Let me see here where I saw the most amount of rotation that was obvious, that was close to each other. So right in this area, you've got some strong winds right across from those greens. That's kind of where it started to pick up. And there's also an area back here with some rotation. That is probably what got Environment Canada's attention. And then they tornado warned it, especially when those bright greens start to show up. You obviously need to pay attention to it. But right now, it is very broad as far as the rotation is concerned. Let's see what our next update here is. This is 4:41 p.m. 1 minute ago, showing quite a bit of hail, toony size to maybe ping pong balls between Mather and Cartwright along Highway 3. Just going to look at our velocities. Nothing jumps out at me here on the velocities that's concerning. And you can see the storm has kind of broken up a little bit. And what I mean by that, back here, it was essentially one cluster where it was between Nealon and Cartwright. And then you can see there's two separate hail cores, and the back one is kind of taking over a little bit in terms of that intensity as this closes in on that North Dakota border. So again, we've been saying, I erased it, but let me draw my box down to here. And roughly in this area, if you are anywhere in this box, you need to be in shelter, just out of an abundance of caution. We're not as concerned about the rotation in this. The threat level is definitely much lower. However, there is large hail associated with this, so we're going to just wait till this thing basically crosses out. We do have Shannon out in front of it, but it is a very what we call HP, high precipitation supercell thunderstorm. And when you have that, a lot of times something can be in behind the rain and you won't see it, even visually on the ground. So that's why we're looking at this thing. So Janet saying in Manitoba, we call those off-roads a turkey trail. At least that's what my grandfather used to call them. What else here? Okay, so just getting a comment. I'm going to keep up with Shannon's stream as well. We'll see that here. Let me just see here. Comments from Waddling in the Rain. A storm going off like a cannon in southeast Saskatchewan near South Fork and East End. So let me take a look. That'll be over in this southwest corner, I believe. Let me update here and we'll look from satellite. So we do have a bit of initiation happening right now. This is definitely some updrafts going up around the Shaunavon area, but if you compare that to what you're seeing in Manitoba, there's obviously a significant difference between the updrafts there. So that could be an early warning sign of something to pay attention to, but thank you for that update. And obviously we will bounce around and make sure we cover as much as we can at this point. So some decent hail across Highway 3 right now. I'm going to just try and see if, where is Highway 3 here? So Cartwright and Mather. I'm just seeing if they've got traffic. If I do have it turned on, but it's not reporting any slowdowns in that area right now in between Cartwright. Sometimes you can use that to verify where your hail is falling. Verbros, thank you. Good to see you back in the chat. I know you're in the Manitoba area, I believe up in Dauphin area. So always good to see you. DS Schmidt, or D Schmidt, sorry. That could be no severe thunderstorm warnings yet in Winnipeg. Is this system moving south? And are there any systems moving into Winnipeg later this evening? So right now, the only areas that are under any kind of watch is to the north of Winnipeg, up on that Highway 6 corridor way up here. And then Winnipeg itself is not in any kind of watch area right now, which bodes well. So we're not expecting anything too severe into the Winnipeg area. Current motion on this storm is southeast. You can see how they were moving and then just fired, and it's now dropping down towards that North Dakota border. So you should be good in the Winnipeg area, but if anything does go off, we will be the ones to let you know. Here's our latest scan here. This is waiting for the velocity to come in, so I'll wait to switch over there. But hail around Mather, this is going to be toonie sized or smaller. Let me see here, 441, waiting for our next update on our velocities. That should be here any second, hopefully, so I can take a look at that. But most of the storm, the eastern portion of the storm is now stretching over that North Dakota-Manitoba border and looks to be less concerning as this continues on. So let's take a look here. 446, you're barely seeing any rotation in this storm again at this time. So not concerned about this storm as far as we've got a bit of eyes on with Shannon out front of it. And then with the rotation scans that I'm seeing there, not as concerned about it either. So at this point, let me just take a look here. I'm just going to switch this up. This was 26 minutes ago, and there's nothing updated new. So if you are in this orange box area, at this point, we think that shelter is no longer required. We don't see any tight velocity scans over the last several scans. So again, this is downtrending in that southwest corner of Manitoba. There is large hail on this, so south of Mather, between there and the North Dakota border, there is hail, and obviously heavy precipitation with these darker reds through Crystal City, Clearwater, and then down 34 to the border itself. But right now, no need for shelter within this area because there's no real tight rotation. We are watching from a US radar, which updates quicker than the Canadian radar. So we are on top of it as well. So okay, perfect. Round two is firing up quick here in the Dollard, Saskatchewan area, west of Shaunavon. Lots of thunder, southwest of here. And yeah, we are showing some storms that have got a bit of a severe warning on them. They are smaller and isolated. These are in that grassland park area. You've got one storm here over East End. This basically has, what are we going to say here? This is probably going to be loony-sized hail or smaller at this point. And they have essentially been just hanging out in that area. So not a whole lot happening, but if you are anywhere near that hail, obviously not a lot of fun, but you can see that they've been kind of popping here. It looks to be moving northeast up towards Shaunavon, so that may eventually get in there. And that is our only storms happening currently in Saskatchewan. Just looking at other radars in Alberta, nothing there. And then let's take a look at Radisson, just very spotty showers to the north. Barely can call them that at this point. So let's flip back to our one tornado warned storm again. We are saying that shelter at this point is no longer required. The rotation has broken down on this storm as it moves towards that North Dakota border. Obviously, still pay attention to all the lightning that is on this, and then that larger hail on near the Mather area and kind of south to the border. The rest of it is mostly heavy precipitation tucked in that 3 and 34 area at this point. So, and we can see it's outflowy here. I'm going to bring up Shannon's stream. She's got a great view, but you can see that wind blowing out of it on the bottom surface there. That tells me this is an outflowy storm. So obviously anything tornadic would be sucking the air into it. Anything that's blowing out like that is a weakening or dying storm that is outflow dominant at that point. So that's a good view when we have that from our spotters out front of the storm. And again, thanks to Shannon for streaming for us. What else have we got? Right now in Dauphin, Manitoba, I believe you're okay up in that area. I'll look at the radar. There's absolutely, oh wait, that's the radar that's down. There are no storms currently around Dauphin, ebb and flow in that area. I'm just going to see what the severe thunderstorm warning is. It's probably, it expires in 12 minutes. So you are good up in the Dauphin area, just so you know. Have I seen purple on the radar every day? Not every day, but out west here, we've definitely seen quite a bit of purple indicators on that reflectivity. So that definitely has been a common theme out in the prairies mostly. So we've seen pink, but there's even a darker purple that I'm showing at the top here. So those purples are where you get into those very large hailstones that can cause a lot of damage as well. So Mally, thank you very much. Going to make an omelet for dinner too. Hot to eat. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and jumping in here. We still expect some severe weather for the prairies through the provinces, and I think we're mostly going to see that between Alberta and Manitoba with a little bit in Saskatchewan, but we will update you guys as far as that goes. Rick saying, yeah, Purple Rain starts playing in the background. Classic Prince tune. So Michelle asking where Shannon is. She is near the North Dakota border, out in front of this storm in Manitoba. So in the area of this storm, about to cross into North Dakota, and looks to be mostly dying off here. Let's take a look at our velocities. Nothing concerning. There are some stronger winds on that Highway 34. Let me just see that. What's our elevation here? That's 90 kilometers an hour, but that's at 8,000 feet, almost 7,500 feet. So we're 2 kilometers, over 2 kilometers up. But again, rotation doesn't look to be tightening up on this. And we are seeing this crossover. The hail is just between Highway 3 and that North Dakota border. So what else? Yeah, perfect. That's basically it at this point. So Shannon running out of real estate by the looks of it, in terms of where the North Dakota border is. Just having a look here. After that, she'd have to cross into the U.S. So just trying to still get a last look at this storm as she gets out in front of it. It is moving fairly decent speed, so it is a little bit harder to stay out in front of it, but she's got a good truck for that, so hopefully it gives her a chance to see it just before it leaves, obviously, the country at this point. So let's just take a look here. So yeah, not a whole lot. We jumped on just because this was tornado warned. Right now, a bit slower at this point. This is running into North Dakota very shortly. It's already partially over the border. Our last scan was 4 minutes ago. We should see one in about 2 minutes or so, and we'll see what our update looks like again in that southern corner of Manitoba. I'm going to switch over to Woodlands radar. Little bean trying to pop here by 16 and Westbourne, northwest of Portage La Prairie, on that Highway 16. Regular showers out here, folks. They don't even have lightning on them, so this is just garden variety isolated showers. They're not even thunder showers. So our only area of precipitation, you can obviously tell by those bright colors, that's a clue as to where to be looking for severity on your radar. So and again, we do have a little bit of a bean going here by Shaunavon. Let's just take a look at our latest radar scan from CASU. That has lost most of its hail core. On the previous scan, there was a little bit more pink in there for the last few scans. So it could be cycling down. There's only 2 pixels of pink in it right now. So we'll see what takes place here as that marches kind of eastward towards Shaunavon. So maybe a little bit more hail on the way at this point. And then just going to watch around Calgary. Nothing happening up there. And then to the north around Edmonton, nothing happening. So we are looking pretty solid at this point. Let me just see here. And we'll take a look at radar from outside of Regina, and there's nothing. So like I said, we're pretty solid. The only 2 little storms we have are by Shaunavon and Saskatchewan, and that is just for hail. And then we have our tornado warning down here to the south. Let's see when our next scan should be here. It should be about a minute or anything. What else? I'm hanging out with the AC. I'm hanging out inside with my AC in Calgary waiting for storm initiation. That's a smart move there. Keeping cool while you can. Is there any way to see if there's anything in eastern Saskatchewan since Fox Warren radar is down? Yes, you can. I'll show you. It's a little, it's overlapping. So if I hit the Regina radar, you can see it reaches right into Manitoba. So you've got one radar that will cover there. and then Woodlands will overlap into Regina. But the problem being is that you're at the very high farthest extent of where these radars can read. So when you are getting that data point, it is very high off the surface because those beams go straight out from the radar and up at an angle due to curvature of the Earth. So you are reading far higher in the storm. So you have no idea, you have less idea of what's going on below that in the storm. Ideally, we always try and watch as close to the surface as possible. So we also have a US radar that overlaps and goes to the north, but those are all the areas that we are paying attention to right now as we watch this storm walk its way out of the country. So it's almost completely crossed at this point. No wind velocities in there that are concerning, just a pocket of hail still tucked in on the Canadian side. This is going to be toonie sized or smaller, and it is just north of that North Dakota border between 3 and that border. So what else? I've heard a few people talking about a boundary developing in Alberta today, but I wasn't finding anything clear, sharp on the models, but I'm still learning. Does anyone here have tips? So boundaries, you're going to look at temperatures. So you're going to see where your temperatures are. So if you want to have a warm front boundary, the other option is to look, sometimes you can catch it on radar, especially, so there's a boundary right here. I'll show you this. Let me just play it to make sure that's a boundary. You can see them kind of sitting out here in this radar scan. So let me bring it up here. This is a boundary right down here sitting out there with no storms left by either previous storms. You can look into it. The other way you can look at it is on satellite imagery. That's another way that you can find boundaries, but you do want to look for those when it comes to if you're chasing that high-end severe weather. Boundaries a lot of time can trigger storms, and they can enhance storms as well, depending on orientation. So if you've got a storm, Shannon's got a good view here. I'm just going to take a look. Oh, as soon as I switch to it, of course. Anyways, we'll get back to it. I just was talking a little too much, obviously. But yes, that's one way you can look at it. And then you look for boundaries on radar where you see kind of Q cloud accumulating. You'll see that on radar or on satellite imagery when you play it. It's a little more obvious as well. So hope that helps. What else? Okay. I've seen one on satellite today, southeast of Calgary. There you go. This is why we're here. We all learn together. If you're looking to understand what to do, if you're chasing storms or you want to find severe storms, all the little kind of tips and tricks, but also understanding what's in front of you when storms are coming, whether you have to worry about it or not, and how to understand radar. So let's just switch over here. This is an old scan, so let me bring up the latest one. This is at 4:57 p.m. about 4 minutes ago. Again, our hail is just on the Canadian side. There are some stronger straight line winds in this storm, but the hail is basically done and will be moving over the border here shortly. So still a small pocket of it, and we're just looking back here to see if there's anything else to pay attention to. Right now, a little bit quiet at this point. So our storm by Shaunavon, no hail indicated on there right now with these last scans. That is purple or pink is what we're looking for, just to see where that hail may be indicated, but right now not showing that at all. Yeah, so we are pretty quiet other than this. So obviously with a tornado warning, we're going to come on and let you folks know. In the meantime, we're just going to sit and hang out here and watch what develops again around the Winnipeg area. So you can kind of see how this line has formed when you look at the satellite kind of view from the top. See how these storms to the north are lined up with the storms to the south. The only one that was doing crazy stuff was that southern storm, but you can can basically see a straight shot on these storms as they move eastward. The wording in the tornado watch, I'll read it from Environment Canada, saying that the severe thunderstorms are expected to initiate ahead of a low pressure system. They will track east out of the area early this evening. So we are 5 p.m. So I would suspect early this evening would be somewhere between now and 7 p.m. As things go. So yeah, so we're doing pretty good. And the trend today, Ontario, the parameters were a little higher and things underperformed, so that was good for our region in Eastern Ontario, Southern Ontario. That was there was some heavy rain, so obviously that is still a component of severe weather, but not damaging winds, not anything rotating tightly, and no large hail as well, which was not on the table in Eastern Ontario, so not a concern. So let's just take a look here at our scan as we'll see KMBX. Hail has subsided. It is just sitting on the Canadian side here. That's going to be loony to smaller as far as hail is concerned. And this storm has said bon voyage to Canada and is moving into North Dakota and is now becoming their problem as well. So what else here? So I'm going to keep an eye on Shannon's stream. We'll bring that up here. Waddling in the rain. Glad that helps you. Always here for that. Gabs a lot. Incredibly informative as always. Thank you. And again, I think we're gonna have a bit of a Q&A here because I don't see much going on here, so I won't have a whole lot to chat about as far as storms once this is gone across the border, which it essentially is. So Damien asking our, okay, I'm still insanely new to reading radars, but I thought I saw tight-ish rotation near London. Are you talking London, Ontario, Maria? I just want to double check because I know there's maybe a couple more out there. So I didn't see anything on storms. Oh, you did say, I see your next comment. Yes, Ontario. There were some areas of rotation down in that area, but what you always have to do is cross-reference. And what I mean by cross-reference, let's take a velocity scan. I'm going to find something here. Hopefully I can find something that's outside of the storm. There's not a lot of storms to work with right now. Let me see if there's anything in the US. What's a good example here? Bear with me for a sec. Let's see what's going on in Toronto. There's still a couple severe warnings down here, but that's, Exeter radar is down. So let me just see here. So there's still some storms sitting here. You can't read these from our local radar. They've just updated this. Still maintaining a severe thunderstorm warning in southern Ontario over Thamesford, 50 kilometers an hour. They're talking about torrential downpours and higher winds. This is a smaller cell, so let's just take a look at some velocities down here. Again, we have a radar missing here, Exeter radar, which should be reading this. Unfortunately is not. We have to use Buffalo or King City radar north of Toronto. But these storms are not based on the Buffalo radar, these are just moderate heavy rains. Just going to see here, there is a bit of rotation, it looks like here from the Buffalo radar. I'm just going to see if it's consistent. So there's some broad rotation in this area here by Norwich and Scotland area. It is within the storm, so that's good. Let's just see what it looks like from King City radar. And King City radar is showing that rotation as well a little bit. But again, just to give you an idea how far across this is, that's what we look for. Let me hit this button. This area here across is 2 kilometers. So you've got broad rotation, meaning there's possibly a mesocyclone formed in this storm and rotating. But again, 2 kilometers across is very, very broad. You would want your rotation to be bright and within kind of 2 pixels across from each other. So basically in an area, let me kill this off. So if we had very tight, rotation between the pixels on this side, of each other, then we're going to start paying attention to it because it's very close to each other. But if you're talking 2 kilometers across, there's no tornado. You would be talking a mega monster tornado, and these storms are not indicative of that. The other thing that I'm going to show you, this is where we get this radar noise. See all these bright pixels down here? Lets me highlight this pixelation. I've got pinks and greens together. And if I flip over, there's no real storm there. There's nothing strong here, and even this straight line, this is radar noise in the data. That is a laser beam from some of these radars that they put out. It's just data corruption at that point, but there's no real storm here, so those wind velocities wouldn't make any sense, and you can see the laser beam of pink and green shooting straight out. So those are all these things that you have to kind of analyze, and it takes years. I've been, like I said, reading radar for 12 years at this point, and I continuously learn. I still don't know it all. I don't think I ever will. Anybody who thinks they do probably needs to step away from weather. Okay, so storm has moved off to the North Dakota border. There's nothing anymore left here in Manitoba. Just regular showers at this point, and we're seeing that line progress. There will be some showers that make it into Winnipeg, but these are they're non-thunderstorms, first of all, because there's no lightning here by Portage and Oakville. And then on Highway 2, we do have a few little bolts, but this is a non-severe thunderstorm. So nothing to be concerned about as far as all these storms coming through. They are just rain showers at this point. And let me flip back here to Shaunavon. This storm not looking too healthy at this point. Pockets of heavy rain with a little bit of lightning, but that no longer really meets severe parameters. So nothing around Calgary. Nothing around Edmonton. Going to use Cold Lake radar, jump around and see if there's anything firing anywhere. And right now we have nothing. So we are kind of in a bit of a holding pattern. I'll show you guys. I'll leave this running. And if you guys want to fire some questions at me, I'm happy to do, an impromptu quasi Q&A. I won't have all the answers, but I'll do my best to answer them if you guys want to ask them. So, oh, wow. Thank you very much for the kind words there. Life is Love. Love Lily. Just discovered your channel. It's awesome. Thank you and your team for the excellent work you are doing. Really appreciate that. We do work hard at this. It's Connor and myself who kind of are behind the platform, and we have awesome moderators that help us out. I just realized I forgot Shannon was streaming. So our 4 moderators who really help us out, and then obviously our live streamers as well. We couldn't do this without them. So we're only a 1-year-old channel, so we've just started this, but Connor and I have been storm chasing for a dozen years each, and then we have very experienced storm chasers as well that have been chasing for over a decade, some of them closer to 2 decades kind of thing. So definitely a long time of storm chasing from a lot of our chasers out there. So what else? No problem. And I love that people learn. That is my purpose. I think most behind this channel is to get the information out, but second is to teach people. So when they look at it, even if we're not here, you're on vacation somewhere, you're looking at radar, you can go, okay, yeah, I remember what Tom told me, or, I learned that this is not something I need to worry about. Yes, it's going to rain, but I don't need to panic. And knowing the information is half the battle to deal with storm anxiety. So that's why we like to get people to understand things. So again, this is another comment here. Earlier, things looked like there would be storms in central and eastern Saskatchewan, but nothing happened. And it looks to be the case. There are no watches out there today. So models have downtrended, and obviously parameters have downtrended, which does happen at times. So That's it. Old McDonald doesn't help out, just watches. Chris, good to see you from out east. Thank you for always jumping on. Right now, pretty quiet. Not a whole heck of a lot going on. Manitoba, just that one tornado warned storm, which obviously I don't think we have any confirmation of any kind of rotation at the surface. I have not seen anything. Actually, I should double check just to see if we have any kind of stuff on social media. Let me see here. I'm just going to retweet a couple of things here. Braden has got some really cool stuff from the tornadoes yesterday that were on that Alberta Saskatchewan border, but I'm going to just look up MB storm and let's see if there's anything happening here right now. Shannon's photos on there of this storm. So let me, I'm going to show you folks this beautiful photo of the storm, and let me pull that up here. So this is from Shannon, obviously earlier when she was on this storm. This is headed towards Cartwright. So this was at 4:18 p.m. Thank you very much, Gabs, a lot. Really appreciate the donation. And thank you for tuning in. So this kind of storm does look where it's more outflow dominant, meaning the bottom of the storm is pushing the air out. So those are generally less concerning with rotation if you have an outflow dominant storm. So those are just visual cues that you look for with that. And now Shannon getting caught up in the rain, it looks like. Just trying to see if there's anything else on social media for any kind of rotation. Hey, just seeing some photos here. Wow, I didn't see that video from Braden yesterday, posting some really oh god, yeah, that's from a while ago. That's why. Anyways, so far it looks good. So again, I don't have any confirmation of anything really right now on the ground out of this storm. So I don't think we have any confirmed rotation. And right now we are just sitting waiting for things to happen. And this could be one of those situations where you have a big dynamic setup that has potential, and then it just does not live up to it. The amount of times I've gone sun tanning, storm chasing, it's a common occurrence. Let's put it that way. You go out, you sit, you wait for storms, and nothing happens. So that is a common thing that happens a lot. So okay. Yeah, so let me bring this back here. I'll just, because I can share the comments from the stream here. Tea Time, how long have you been doing these live streams? I remember when you were chasing as part of the A-Team. Maybe I still am, but I wasn't aware of these live streams until a few weeks ago. So I have not chased since 2024. I just don't want to go to the US right now, unfortunately. And we started this channel last summer, 2025. So I couldn't chase. This is my, basically, we are trying to grow this platform to where it would be financially sustainable for Connor and myself to earn a living off of it, and being able to deliver accurate, informative, and educational weather information to folks, and that's why it's our tagline. So we've literally, in June, we crossed our 1-year anniversary. We are just shy of 30,000 followers right now between YouTube and Facebook. So we've grown quite a bit. Lots of growing left to do, and we do want to improve things here. So that scary sound that is going off is the tornado warning probably being dropped or expired at this point. So let me just click on that. It looks like that's exactly what's going on. Tornado warning expires 1 hour, so they've expired. The tornado warning storm has moved off. Same with the severe warning that is just east of there as well. So that is all over and done with at this point. And again, we are just in the hurry up and wait scenario right now, and just watching storms here. I'll move this out a little bit just so it makes a little more sense. Storms, very isolated, non-severe storms to the west of Winnipeg. Winnipeg, and then from there. So yeah, I chased with the A team with a whole pile of people: Ricky, Jordan, Shannon, myself, Braden, Connor. There was a whole bunch of us, and it was actually my best storm chasing year for having fun, no drama, 2024, because it was all Canadians. And that's unfortunately, in the US, there can be drama in storm chasing, believe it or not. I don't understand it, and I just don't like it. I'm there. I don't like being on vacation and dealing with drama, because that's basically my vacation. So what else? Question I've got here: what's the highest rated tornado I've ever chased? This would have been an EF4, borderline EF5, but we know they rarely put those out. That was Chapman, Kansas in 2016, and that was an absolute monster tornado. I've never seen anything that big ever since. It was large, cone, and it was a wedge. Let's be honest, that was a wedge, and that was a very, very strong tornado. I have video of it lofting a house right off a foundation, lifting it, high in the air and just blending it. Luckily, nobody in that house, because we did check to make sure everybody was okay. We do that when we were storm chasing. But what else? Gab's a lot saying, I can't stick around today, but I try to pop in when you're on stream. You're always awesome and doing great work. I hope your channel keeps growing. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I did just see, so there was a suspiciously low funnel cloud by Cartwright, but I don't know if it actually touched down. I did see a couple photos where you did have what's called an SLC, scary looking cloud. It did look like it could have been possibly a funnel, but I have not seen anything that confirmed that it would have touched down at this point, but you never know after the fact. So for now, right now, we're saying no, but it could change. What else? Hoping to see a kind of live stream like this for Canada, because the Environment Canada warning system is a sad joke, and I wish I could get this kind of info to people wondering if they need to obviously take a warning seriously, or if it wasn't really a threat to where they live. So yeah, they do need to update a number of things in our warning system, how they're issued, where they cover, and the box size and all that kind of stuff. They're talking that they're going to be doing it, but so far it hasn't come out. So let's hope that that's something that comes through there. And I keep forgetting that Shannon was out there. She may be done streaming at this point. I'm just going to double check actually. Shannon saying that in the back corner she thought that there was something happening there, but it wasn't on the ground. That is her comments from the tornado warned storm in Manitoba. So I'm just going to message her just to send out a message while we're waiting here. What else? Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, life is lovely. This is why I call them SLC, scary looking clouds, because the dangly bits, the big thing you want to look at dangly bits is if they're just hanging there and moving with the storm, they're no concern whatsoever. That's that outflow kind of situation. But if they're rising rapidly and they're rotating, that's where you need to pay attention to them. And the more they get what we call laminar. So instead of looking like cotton candy, it's got nice smooth lines. Obviously, that's an area of rapid rotation, and you can, you've got something developing. So she's still chasing, so that's good. She says she's not done, but she's turned off the stream because there's nothing to see. So just wanted to double check with her. So she's going to hang out for a little bit and see if anything happens there. So oh, yeah. Well, you do see funnel clouds in Saskatchewan fairly often. I've been driving completely, nothing to do with weather in that day, nothing. And there are a lot of times where you will see funnel clouds, but they only extend a short period down from the storm. We are, sorry, give me one sec. So we're going to pay attention to this. I'll hang out for a while. Like I said, we could be in a scenario where this is a bit of a dud, and that's good for people in front of the storms. That does happen. So How close have I been to a tornado? Let me show you a picture if I can pull this up. Dodge City, Kansas, probably 100 yards from it. Let me see if I've got my photos. I've got so many hard drives with storm chasing media. Let's take a look here. Let's go. This is pictures. I've got one, I believe. Let me blow this up. Let me put it on the right page. So this is my truck right behind a tornado. So let me bring it up here. This is a picture taken by Stephen Jones in 2016. That's my storm chasing truck, the Blue Moose that you see on behind me on the wall there, the outline. This was the first tornado that put down at Dodge City, Kansas, and there was about 12 more after this. And I'm based out of Ontario, but that's Mike Scantlin outside of the truck there, awesome US chaser. And then Chris on the left side hanging out with, he was from Australia, good buddy of ours. So at that time I was chasing with Storm Chase TV in the US, and I spent 2 fairly solid years chasing during the peak season, obviously, but this was one of the best. This day I'll never repeat. It was 13 tornadoes at close range, just repetitive, one after the other. So this is what we call a cyclic supercell, and it just kept putting down tornado after tornado after tornado. I've seen softball-sized hail, just all sorts of crazy things storm chasing. And I didn't, I did a little bit of posting on social media, but that wasn't my purpose. It was for me. It's a selfish statement, but it was my vacation. It was what I wanted to do. I shared it with friends and family just so they could see what was going on, but it wasn't about social media for me. So, it definitely has had its adventures, that's for sure. So, what else have I got here? Comment, dark clouds forming north of Martinsville, Saskatchewan. Looks like another active evening of lightning and rain potentially. I will keep you updated. Thanks, Lauren. And we can zoom out here. And I've seen, bear with me, I know where a lot of these places are. It's just, north of, I remember there was a tornado warning storm that went through there a couple of days back, about 5 days ago, through the northwest side of Saskatoon. But right now, not much happening up in that area, so you're pretty good. But that can change, folks. So that's why we are here. So that's where we're at. So again, we're in the hurry up and wait phase. I do have some eyes out west, further west as well. Let me see here. Okay. Just keeping an eye on some chats. So yeah, we do have eyes out in the field. So we will see if anything decides to go out that way. Life is a love, Lily. A beautiful photo. Thank you very much for the compliment. I didn't take it, but it's my favorite picture because obviously truck in front of the tornado. That's, you want to cherish those moments because I live it, but I don't see it from behind, right? So that's how do you get into storm chasing? I found myself incredibly interested in storms since I was a kid. So that's basically what I was doing too in Canada, especially Ontario. I mean, I started chasing in 2014 was my first year, really storm chasing per se. And I took a tour. You can fly to the US and there's a bunch of tour companies down there. You jump into a van. I took the 10-day tour. So I had as much as a chance to see a tornado or severe storms as possible. I learned a little bit from that. So it's that's where I kind of learned things, and that's where I met Mike Scantlin. And even though he argues with me, I owe him a lot. He has taught me so much. I've met awesome people through him, and I've been lucky to learn from some of the best, basically, at the end of the day. And I know when there's smarter people in storm chasing around, and I listen when they talk because, again, some of them really understand this at an absolutely crazy level. So I took a tour, chased for 10 days. We saw one tornado on that chase, and I was hooked. And then the next year, I bought a car, chased in 2015 with Mike, and then bought and built the truck in end of 2015. 2016, we chased with it, and that truck has seen probably close to 100 tornadoes with me. With all sorts of people in it. I've rolled the truck on its side. There's a video out there on my YouTube channel. I don't know if I've published it, but I think it is. I made a mistake on a slippery road, and it just slowly rolled over. It's the slowest accident you'll ever see in your life. So yeah, anyways. So yeah, definitely seen a lot of adventures with, storm chasing wise. Connor's just messaging me here. Bear with me for 1 second. Okay. Where in Canada have you seen the most storm activity? I mean, in terms of volume of activity, for me, it's Ontario because I live here and I'm, obviously storms coming through all the time. Storm chasing wise, it's been across the prairies. It's been Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. Saskatchewan's my favorite province to chase in, I think, basically. So, I've driven across Canada and back numerous times. I could almost do it without, I don't need a map, that's for sure. It's easy, obviously, with a Trans-Canada, but I can navigate almost anywhere out there without a map. So, that's cool. That'd be so cool. Can I find these types of tours on Google? Absolutely. There's a bunch of them out of the US. What I will say is that first of all, make sure they have proper insurance. Not that they claim they have insurance, but that they can provide you proof that they have insurance. Because a lot of these guys don't have insurance. Something happens, and then you are SOL. You guys can figure out what that stands for, but you need to be careful with that. Look at reviews, look at their history, Google the names of those tour companies. Some of them do have some issues with the way they treat guests and stuff like that. So do your homework. That's the best thing I can do. We've been asked many times by friends, family, friends of friends, whether we do storm tours. I don't get into it because obviously it's insurance and it's not what I'm about. I like doing it on a day-to-day basis with people, but not looking to go 10 days, with people. It's a hobby for me. So I want to sort of keep it that way. This kind of allows me to do it on the live stream, but I don't, I'm not physically doing it, so I still will appreciate when I go out there and see storms. In fact, that's my happy place. I would much rather be storm chasing than, being in front of a camera. But at this point, it's about getting this platform growing. Stuff in Saskatchewan is dying off here by Shaunavon. That is a garden variety shower. Nothing happening there. I'm starting to wonder if we've got a bit of a dud. I mean, it's still 4:30 in Saskatchewan and Alberta, so there's still time for things to happen. I'm not, saying anything as far as that's concerned. I do think that this line that they predicted is definitely the event based on modeling and stuff that we were seeing. So if this doesn't perform, I think Manitoba is in a pretty decent spot. And quite honestly, I will be very happy with that because the Fox Warren radar being down is a major crutch at this point. That's a major handicap because it covers such a large area. And if I click on it, you can see it covers right over that entire tornado warning. No other radar does. So you're kind of going to be trying to pick the best of the worst, I guess, is the way to look at it. So I'll be happy if nothing really happens in Manitoba as far as storms are concerned because of that radar being down. It just makes it a lot more difficult. Even for Environment Canada, it makes it difficult. So anyways, that's where we're at this point. I can share. I'm just looking at some of my pictures here. What photo is this? I remember. Oh, this is okay. So this is Dodge City, Kansas. This is early on. I'll bring this up. Let's see if we can go full screen on this. No. Okay. This is a photo. Let me just take a look here. Share it up. This is Dodge City, Kansas. That little white car, you can only guess who that is if you know anything about storm chasing. That's Reed Timmer in front of us. So he had a rental Nissan Pathfinder, and we were sitting. This is out of the out of my vehicle here, and that was the giant tornado out there. But he obviously getting as close as humanly possible. That's the way he chases. Obviously, far more experience than anybody I know, and anybody close to a tornado. There's nobody better than him. My self-preservation alarm goes off much sooner than his. Let's put it that way. So, anyways, oh, cool. Funky Gimp saying, thank you again for your work. When I lived in Alliston, Ontario back in 2017-18, I delivered a pizza to a storm chaser who lived in town and had a sweet truck. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that definitely take pride in terms of their vehicles, and that truck has kept me safe. It's the thing that has gotten me to tornadoes, because a lot of chasers will use just the paved roads because they're driving in Cavaliers or Honda Civics or Toyota Corollas or whatever that's not made for off-road. I prefer dirt roads because there's a lot less traffic on it, and you can cut cross country instead of sticking in traffic on a highway. So I've always had this saying, dirt roads equal tornadoes, because every time I shortcut or use a dirt road, not every time, a lot of the times I've seen tornadoes because I've done that move. So that truck was designed to get cross country and be able to take a beating, and more importantly, get away from the tornado. What else? Foxwarn has been on down all day and wasn't listed down on ECC's website. So that's interesting. I've noticed it when I got on early this morning to prep for the live stream and saw that it was down, and I was like, uh-oh. So we currently have, just so while we're sitting and waiting right now, nothing really happening again. Foxwarn is down. Exeter is down here in southern Ontario, and we had a Quebec radar. It's back up and running. So Casma was down, but it looks like it's back. And then our New Brunswick radar is down as well. So we have at least 3 radars down at this point. And then we're going to update here what they're doing with this severe warning in Saskatchewan. So they have expired the severe thunderstorm warning that is located for this Shaunavon storm, because it's absolutely dying. That is a storm on its way to its deathbed. So that has expired, and that's the last severe warning or anything that's active right now. So again, this could be a real dud, but we can have these quiet periods. It happened, yesterday's stream, we just had kind of severe storms with a little bit of hail, and then suddenly all along the Alberta-Saskatchewan border, southwest of Lloydminster, that tail end Charlie, and on the line of storms called a tail end Charlie, just started producing tornadoes. And obviously it's gone, some injuries have happened. We hate hearing about that. It went through a park or campground, and obviously some people got hurt because there's very little shelter when you're talking about that kind of stuff. So you just never know when things can ramp up. Do you know any good storm chasing documentaries? Honestly, there's a bunch of good stuff on YouTube. A lot of good U.S. chasers out there. A lot of great Canadian chasers put out good stuff on that. And there are documentaries from like way back. Off the top of my head, I wouldn't know which ones to point you towards, but I watched obviously the Discovery series. I mean, it's a more of a hyped up show for storm chasers, but that was one of them that I watched, obviously, just seeing all those people storm chasing. So it's there's so many things that you can look up. Just Google it and you'll find pretty cool stuff there. So Yeah, that tornado was massive. That was well over a kilometer tall. I would probably say a kilometer and a half tall from the base at the surface to the base of the storm. Definitely one of those things. Aaron Jajak, yeah, he's a phenomenal storm chaser. Obviously lives in Manitoba with Michela, and he knows how to get close to tornadoes. And if you folks haven't seen his 360 video on YouTube that he posted for the Rossburn tornado, you need to watch the VR version where you can pan around and look around like you're there. The best way is with goggles, but you can do it on a smart TV. That is, him and I chatted about it, and I was like, that was amazing to watch. I watched, I don't know how many times just to see, because he was super close to it with that 360 camera. Definitely recommend watching Aaron Jajak's 360 video of the Rossburn tornado. I texted him and he's like, yeah, I think that's some of my best work. And he's so close to it. You get so much good visual. You can understand what's going on. So I highly recommend that video, folks. And this is another one, Jason. I'm surprised Reed's allowed to rent vehicles. I have no idea how that man hasn't been blacklisted from every single rental company on the planet, but he still can rent vehicles from what I know. So, how many times have you had to replace a windshield from large hail? I have had to replace my windshield more than I can count. Literally, usually I'll do 3 or 4 a season, depending on the season and depending how crazy I want to get with hail. But yes, I've definitely. What I was going to say is I've had a hole through my windshield from hailstones. Like, it created a bowl. It was probably a baseball, softball sized hailstone in that neighborhood, and it punched a hole right through the windshield, which if you know anything about windshields, that's very hard to do. So, oh, yeah, Michelle talking about the Rossburn tornado, but the time lapse is cool. But if you watch his real-time 360 video of that, it's incredible to watch because you can pan around and you can look at what the storm is doing. Highly, highly recommend it. Okay, so good question here from Janet, talking about, just curious, I've watched Reed chasing the Dominator he drives. Often I hear him say, drop it down, and the vehicle drops to the ground. What does that do? So with tornadoes or any strong winds, you don't want the wind to get underneath you because it allows it to create lift, meaning it'll pull the vehicle up. So with the Dominators, when they're getting into those really strong winds, or the TIV, any of these tornado intercept vehicles, you want to get to the ground and have no air get underneath the vehicle. Then your chances of being flipped or picked up are a lot less. So when they have an air ride suspension, it basically hits a button and they drop all the way down to the ground, so that there's no open area below the Dominator that the wind can get underneath and get kind of creating a lifting or forcing mechanism for that. So that's why they can survive those stronger winds at this point. So yeah, so they've, and the cool part about Dominator 3 that he now owns, it's Sean in Saskatchewan and owned that for the longest time with him. They were kind of partnered up, and I used to love seeing the Dominator running around with a Saskatchewan Rough Riders plate on the back of it, because it was outside eastern portion of Saskatchewan, and Curtis and Sean were the ones that were basically Curtis maintained it after it was built, designed a whole pile of cool things for it. Very smart individual, just adding a lot of stuff to it. But basically that thing lived in Canada, other than if it was storm chasing in the US. So it was always cool to see that. So yeah, absolutely. Like a suction cup, same idea. It just gets down there and you don't have to worry about those winds getting underneath it. So, okay, well, so not much happened in terms of storms, guys. Even near Edmonton. Again, we're still early. It's 4:40 p.m. Alberta, Saskatchewan time. So there's still a chance for something to happen, but we are super quiet right now, like eerily quiet almost. compared to what the outlook was showing. And I can kind of bring that up here. I think I should still have my outlook. This was the Environment Canada outlook put this morning. So a very large area for severe weather, 2 areas of tornado risk, which still the potential could be there. We're just in this kind of lull or quiet time. So we'll see what's happening. I did look at models throughout the day before I came on the live stream, and I felt that things were downtrending in terms of intensity. But we did have 2 orange areas of risk, and one in kind of mostly in Manitoba, just getting into Saskatchewan, and then Alberta into Saskatchewan as well. But you'll see that now the outlooks, I'll pull those down, and we only have 2 areas of severe and 1 tornado watch. So you have the storm, the severe thunderstorm watch around Calgary, Red Deer, and down to Lethbridge almost, and then this one north of Winnipeg. But we literally don't have a whole lot going on, folks. So not sure about this one. So I mean, you can live anywhere in Saskatchewan. I mean, obviously the southern end, is where we see most of our severe weather as far as tornadoes are concerned. You're also close to the U.S. border if you want to cross over into North Dakota, South Dakota, those areas. But there's plenty of severe weather out here. Again, Saskatchewan is my favorite area to chase. But yeah, I mean, if you're in Saskatchewan, you're good. As a storm chaser, when I was storm chasing and I would take my a 4-week vacation and go down, I would drive 20 to 30,000 kilometers in that month, and usually closer to 30,000 kilometers. So you're constantly driving. So for me to jump into a vehicle in Winnipeg and drive to Regina or even to Calgary, it's a no-brainer for me. You have to enjoy driving if you're going to storm chase at any distance. If you don't like being in a vehicle, you're not going to get to those bigger setups, and you're going to have to wait for stuff to come to you, depending where you live. But Connor and I have jumped into my truck. We did this for Hurricane Fiona. We left Ottawa, drove all the way to Cape Breton for a hurricane chase on a Thursday night, and we were back by Saturday night. So we literally drove to the East Coast from Ontario for 48 hours, basically. So most of that was driving. We storm chased and we were back. So we left Thursday. I think it was Thursday afternoon we left, and we were back Saturday late at night. So that's the kind of crazy stuff storm chasers will do. I've driven... we did a storm chase from Oklahoma, and we saw parameters in Saskatchewan. We were driving right to the Saskatchewan border. Things kind of changed, and we chased Montana, but that's got to be 26 hours, 20 something like that hours. Anyways, it's just, you better like driving. So Funky Gimp saying, getting to chat about stories in the slow times is great too. Glad you guys are appreciating it. I mean, obviously not much going on for storms at this point, so I'll stick around. If nothing happens, then if people get bored, or if I'm talking to myself, we'll pull the stream at that point. But hopefully we never get to that point. And I'm actually going to grab my sandwich so I can at least eat while it's quiet. Spring, thank you very much for the compliment. We are happy to do it and cover things as well. So okay, so another question I watch on this app also, what does triple HR mean? So that is a model, and I'm going to show you guys, this is what we look at. So when you guys, there's some platforms out there that throw out what they call a future cast radar. That is simply a model's interpretation of what they think is going to happen. I'm going to click on models here, and then I'm going to click in here. So HRRR stands for high resolution rapid refresh. So what this model does is it comes out every single hour and it refreshes every hour. So what it's thinking. But if we want to talk about how many models there are, this is the list from the left-hand side. All of these are models. So imagine how much data you have to sift through to understand what's going on. I usually average out about 5 of them when I'm looking at a setup to understand what's going on. And I do not trust models out more than 48 hours. That's just me. From the storm chasing perspective, I've been bitten way too many times where I think something's going to happen. And then the day of, it's like, nope, not going to do it. But HRRR stands for high resolution rapid refresh. And again, that's why I say when a company or a platform puts out a future cast radar, it's one model's interpretation of what's going to happen. There's no model that is that accurate that it can tell you what's going to happen. So it is simply an estimation. And because it gets presented as radar, it does confuse people at times. So I think it would be much clearer if people said that this was a model, but that doesn't, I guess, sell well or sound good. I don't know. I'm not in broadcasting for, big platforms, but that's one of the things I try and educate people, because we get a lot of questions in the comments about, it says, oh, at 11 p.m. at my house, it's going to be red. And I'm like, why would it be red at your, and then I figure out that, okay, we're talking about, you're looking at a radar that's predicting it's going to be red, meaning a strong storm over you. That's all it is at the end of the day. So, yeah, definitely room for improvement in certain areas. And we always have room for improvement. We're just growing. So we're still learning everything as far as live streaming, getting everything going. I knew nothing about live streaming when I started this platform a year ago. Today, I know far more, but still so much more to learn. So, yeah. At this point, what else? I'm just going to grab my sandwich. Give me a sec. Phone. Okay. Sandwich over here. So I'll try not to talk with my mouth full. But right now, like I said, it's eerily quiet. While we're sitting here waiting, I'm going to take a look at what's going on in southern Ontario and see if those storms are still kind of maintaining. But these are orange mostly so this is just heavy rain with some lightning. Not seeing any really strong or tight rotation in these areas. So not much to be concerned about down here. Obviously, if you're in the area and it is raining, accumulation of the rain could be an issue as far as overland flooding is concerned, especially with repetitive storms moving through the area. But we're seeing these, where you lose that red and you start getting mostly orange, that's indicative of storms losing a bit of their intensity. There is nothing in this area as well that is of concern. We do have showers, minor showers in eastern Ontario, but again, extremely minor. And then over to Montreal, we have showers as well, but that's it. So those are insignificant storms. And right now we're just sitting and waiting to see what happens. If anything happens in Manitoba, I'm chatting with a bunch of chasers just to see whether there's any thoughts to this. So I wonder if you guys, what else? The plane survived last night's storm, thankfully. Oh yes, near Saskatoon on the northwest side there at the airport. So I remember that the Maddox Macaulay. The hail moved northeast from there, so I knew you were going to be good. shouldn't have gotten lofted that far. So that was, I'm glad to hear the plane is okay. I'm just reading an update here for the storm or the tornado that went through the park. This was through Dilbury Lake Municipal District of Wainwright. So they're saying there has been no loss of life. Three individuals transported to medical assessment with injuries, with a total of 5 injured. So that sounds decent considering all things are that happened. Yeah, and they're asking people to stay away, but that's so basically just going through there. 5. It looks like 5 people injured and no death on that tornado. So that's phenomenal news as far as that tornado going through there. I'm just reading up on it. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Other than that, we are just watching storms here. I don't even have this rolling at this point. The stream is so boring. The radar's not even moving. What else? Okay, so this is a question. Just saying, hey, Tom just joined in. You were talking about her and different models and radar, etc. Please tell me there are plans for you to put out a weather app to download for Android and iOS with radar. So we are definitely, that is on the wish list. That is going to come down to basically budget. Obviously, that's going to cost a fair bit of money, and we're a very young platform, so we are reinvesting as much as we can. Also, with our weather cams in Eastern Ontario, we're trying to expand that network outside of Eastern Ontario because those give us live shots of the storms right below them or right in the path of them. We are the only platform doing that. We're not the only platform doing it in Canada. We are the only platform doing it. We've seen other ones in the US doing that type of situation, and it just gives a first-hand account. So we do have WeatherCam hosts that help us, and obviously we try and locate them in strategic places where we can get a good view, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of things that are on the wish. If I had $1 million, there'd be a lot of things going on right now, but that's not the case at this point. But we do have faith in this platform. I think that there's a very large ceiling in terms of what we're capable of doing and able to provide to Canadians. So I think it's going to go places. It's just going to take time and effort. And obviously when the rewards start coming in, then we'll have money for things. So right now we're trying to upgrade Connor's ability to live stream with satellite connection rather than doing cellular, because that's hit or miss. But the app is definitely on the board. We're looking at that, and we do have warnings that we are trying to launch right now on our Facebook page where they're automated and they post. We're still working through it, but we've been so busy when we're live streaming, it doesn't leave a lot of time to do a whole lot of else. So, but yes, it is coming. Question from Janet, just saying, all the years you have chased, have you ever seen another tornado's path do what the Eli F5 in Manitoba path did? Watch a documentary. How it kind of backtracked. It did a bunch of different loops. So no, I've never seen anything like Eli Manitoba in terms of the loop-de-loops it did all over the place. And the initial storm motion of it was weird. So that one, and that is the thing with the rope tornadoes, where the really skinny ones, they can kind of dance a lot more. When you get like the picture I showed of Reed with that big stovepipe tornado right in front of them, they kind of just follow the storm. They don't really have a whole bunch of hip sway to them, whereas the rope tornadoes can go way out away from the circulation above them. I've got a rope tornado in Kansas, and it's like kilometers away from where the funnel is at the top. So those rope stages are dangerous because you can't predict them as easily. Whereas if you have a big cone on the ground, it essentially is moving in generally the same direction as the storm. So. Oh, Jordan saw some lightning next to him in his room. Hopefully not right in your room, but outside. So I don't know if that's a good thing for you, Jordan, or if you don't like lightning. Some people love it, other people hate it. So Funky Gimp saying, is there anything as viewers we can do to help you find camera opportunities in our local areas? So we obviously, the biggest thing we would, love to deploy hundreds of them right off the bat. But again, that does come down to money. So what it is, basically what we look for in Canada primarily is an area where we have a view to the west that is somewhat unobstructed or west-northwest. And as unobstructed as possible. All we need is a decent internet connection. So you need to have, because we are sending video up. So that's generally the weaker side of any internet connection out there, because most people are just pulling it down. They're watching TV, they're streaming, whatever it is. So it's an internet connection and an outlet, and wherever the camera is going to be is Wi-Fi. But if you guys email us, we will try, obviously put you on a list, and we can only deploy them as we have budget. That's the kind of thing. We have about 25 of them right now in Eastern Ontario, and we're growing that out. I've been doing most of the installations because I come from that world of security cameras. That's what I used to do for a living, or I owned a company that we used to do that. Yeah, definitely just giving us the opportunity to chat. And so, again, we're starting in Eastern Ontario. We're growing from there. So obviously doing a camera installation in Alberta doesn't necessarily make sense. Depending on the situation, because the camera is fairly easy to install, so we can kind of help through that. But yeah, we've got a few locations that we're putting up, and we're going to try and get across Canada eventually. That's big picture, right? So what else? Oh yeah, the Iowa Derico footage from 2020. That is not something I ever want to experience in person, because that's I call that Mother Nature's bulldozer as far as things go. So that's definitely not something, straight line winds sustained like that and just plowing through your area. That does a lot of damage. And Ottawa had that. How many years ago is that? 4 years ago? 3 years ago? Probably 3-4 years ago, Ottawa, south of here, we had a Derico come from London, Ontario, basically the southwest corner, and just plowed the road, did a massive amount of damage, just knocking everything over. That's not going to work. Sandwich almost ended up on the floor. Jordan, I just see your comment there that you obviously don't like lightning. You're okay indoors with lightning. Obviously, outside, you don't want to be out there if lightning is happening. Just it reduces, there's a risk, but it's slim. But if you're indoors, you're okay. Nothing is going to happen. I mean, obviously, it's very loud and scary, but I can assure you, if you're indoors, nothing is going to happen. You should be very safe. That's a good question. How many different types of tornadoes are there? There's probably, I want to say, about a dozen. I'd honestly have to look at, when I see a tornado, I'm like, oh, that's what that is. But to rhyme them off the top of my head, I mean, you've got a cone, you've got an elephant trunk, you've got a wedge, you've got a stovepipe, you've got a rope. Like, there's so many different versions. And then there's versions of versions as well. Hybrids, all sorts of stuff. But I would say there's probably close to a dozen different versions of tornadoes. I'm just checking if anything's trying to fire anywhere else, but right now I don't see anything. That's a weird one. Lived on top of a floor of a building where a bolt struck the building and residual energy transferred through iron railing into my face. Wildest sensation ever experienced. So basically the rule of thumb there is don't hold any metal anywhere near where you're going to have, you know, that kind of thing happening. But yes, yeah, I've had a bit of electricity hit me. So yeah, definitely. Oh, you were sitting on a balcony. Okay, I understand. You were on a balcony, and their metal railing was what was going on there. So, uh, so this is a good question from Maddox. So, when I've been storm chasing my entire chasing career, I was using an app called Radar Scope, which most chasers were using. It's only after the last few years that we've seen these other. There's been basically My Radar, Radar Scope, and then Radar Omega were kind of the three ones that chasers use. But now there's WeatherWise and Weatherfront. Those are two newer platforms that have come out. We've only been using WeatherWise for the last 6 to 7 months, so I've never physically chased with it. Connor actually, I believe, is using it to chase. He was a Radar Scope guy as well, and he's converted over to WeatherWise as well because it just has so many more features that we've got capabilities with. If I was chasing today, I would be using WeatherWise. I can assure you of that, just because I've spent so much time with this radar app and what it can do and what are the features. Then it's definitely it would definitely be my go-to. A comment from Chronic Dawn saying for cameras out west, Alberta has their 511 and Saskatchewan has their highway hotline. Might not always be where the work for storm chasing, but it's something. And absolutely. So I turned on our camera access. So Alberta just upgraded their system in the last, I can't remember whether it's in the last year. We are attempting to get those cameras connected to WeatherWise. You can see I can pull up cameras from the traffic cameras in BC. This is instantly, I'm looking out in BC. This is at 3:57 p.m. So here's the problem though. These don't update very often. Usually it's minutes. You know, when I say minutes, in Ontario, for example, I've seen 30 to 40 minutes. So for storms, it does make it difficult because it's not updated often enough. So Alberta, I believe we will have a solution for. We reached out to Saskatchewan. When I say we, I let WeatherWise know. They reached out to Saskatchewan, the hotline, and for some reason they told him no, they don't want to give him access to it so that it can be overlaid onto the WeatherWise app. You can see Manitoba has it, Ontario has it, New Brunswick has it. We don't, and then even Newfoundland and Labrador. So we have access to most provinces in Canada. For some reason, Saskatchewan said, no, thank you. And we can still access them, but I have to go to a web page and do that. It's kind of seems redundant to me. If I can just click on to it for here, I have no idea the reasoning behind it, but that's why we don't have any cameras here in Saskatchewan. So I do use that tool at times, but the reason our weather cams, it started, that idea popped in my head Basically, we are getting a live video feed instantly, when we, not instantly, but almost instantly from the weather camera. Whereas if I look at any of these traffic cameras, they're minutes old. Usually some of them are better, I will say. So I'll look at this one just outside of Portage, and we'll see what loads up here. So that's at 5:56 p.m. So that's 10 minutes ago. You can see the road is wet here. So there's obviously rain that has moved through, but this is the camera, Highway 1 east of Portage, La Prairie. So 10 minutes in weather can be a lifetime. So that's why the weather cam system that we deployed kind of became, or the idea popped in my head, and we've kind of made it work. Because it does give us instant information when we're covering Eastern Ontario. We can just go, hey, it's raining here. Let's take a look at it. This is how windy it is. So it makes a huge difference. But yes, that is a good feature. I use it when I have to, as far as the things go there. So, so that's, I do not know the answer to this question. I believe there is, because I haven't used it for chasing. I do have my spotter ID, but I haven't used it since I started this platform a year ago. I've had my spotter ID for a decade or whatever, however long it is. But I believe there is this place to put it in here, and you can also display the chasers in here as well. So I can show you guys, if you click on a spotter network, and click that off, all these little red binocular looking things are storm chasers with their spotter ID. So Curtis is out here near Weyburn. In Brandon, Manitoba, you've got Mandy. So obviously a lot of chasers down in this area with the storms. Jason Lee was down there. So it does have that ability, and if I zoom out, you'll see them all across the US. Those are all storm chaser spotter dots for those that have a registration and that kind of thing. So I believe there is a place in here. I haven't used it, to be honest with you, so I can't point you in the right direction, but I'm almost 100% sure it's in there as well. So what else have we got here? Oh, cool. Jason saying, if you ever get around to installs in Manitoba, I'd be more than happy to help with installs. That would be cool. Like I said, we can, if you send us an email, it's at the bottom of the screen, canadianweatherlive@gmail.com. You can also scan the QR code that's above me. I should point up, not out front. That gets you to all our access to where we are on social media. So it's just a good way to be able to find us. What else? And Rick just confirming you can sign in with Spotter Network, which I was sure that you could, but I just didn't know where to point you in the right direction anyways. I've been strongly considering converting from Radar Scope to WeatherWise after seeing how well it's working for the stream. I only wish I would have done it sooner. It's nothing against Radar Scope. That worked really well, but this just has so much more. So you're just kind of the next evolution of radar or storm chasing apps. I mean, it's a weather app basically. So, and they have, the best part is the support is amazing. I'm just gonna look at satellite here just to see if there's anything obvious that's trying to happen. So satellite is a bit of a cheat code, because you'll see things happening on satellite before you actually see them happening on radar. Because radar, you have to be above 10,000 feet essentially. So I'm just looking to see if there's anything trying to come off the foothills in Alberta. There's a bit of agitated Q field in Saskatchewan and part of Manitoba. Just zoomed in here to see whether there's a Q field there that's just trying to be agitated or not. Yeah, right now, not seeing anything too like get my attention basically. Storms are trying to do something around Calgary, Alberta, but they're just struggling at this point. But again, it's still, what are we? It's 5:11 p.m. out in Alberta and Saskatchewan, so still a lot of time left of daylight. You've got another 5 hours of daylight, basically, in a nutshell. Obviously, in Manitoba, 6:11 p.m. right now. Still quite a bit of daylight left, but I'm suspecting that not much else is going to pop here or initiate in the Manitoba side of things. So. So I don't. So Ryan Hall is a spokesperson or teamed up with them, but it's actually out of the UK. Weatherwise is Steve is one of the guys behind it, and they're based out of the UK, but they have an affiliation with Ryan Hall, obviously, to promote it, and they have Ryan Hall Y'all Mode or something like that. I use my own stuff, obviously, but they have Y'all Mode, so you can follow Ryan on that platform, but it's a UK company, so they're like I said, Steve and the Kang are really awesome. We're not sponsored by them in any way. I love the platform, and if it's a good tool, I'm gonna spread the word. That's basically how I work. So, so yeah, that's basically. Just watching your feed is teaching us how to navigate Weatherwise app. Yeah, like I said, I'm happy to share it. I've lived with it. The amount of hours I have in Weatherwise right now, just from the live stream over the last 6 months, I mean, there's still more things it can do. I don't show the really technical stuff, obviously. We keep it kind of simple, but yeah, it's, like I said, it's phenomenal what you can do with it, and the fact that you can access highway cameras, and they're constantly evolving it. It's not sitting there stagnant. So, here, the Weather Network said the highest tornado risk was along the Saskatchewan Manitoba border, but doesn't match this. Right now, no. I mean, but again, everybody interprets weather different. So they have different meteorologists that are looking at data. They interpret it one way, and that's their interpretation. Same with Connor, same with myself, same with anybody storm chasing. Everybody's got a different take on what's going to happen, how they've learned to look at models. It's not a, hey, go here, there's a green arrow. This is going to be the obvious situation. Manitoba, Environment Canada, meteorologist on the desks, this is where they think that there's going to be a tornado possibility based on parameters being there. Saskatchewan office obviously at this time doesn't even think that there's a reason. They don't even have a severe watch out, let alone a tornado watch. So generally you're going to have severe with tornado because you need kind of both to escalate it to a tornado watch, but it's definitely different. Very rare that you're just going to have a tornado watch with no severe watch out there. Carly asking, am I safe in St. Thomas? So let me see where St. Thomas is. There's one in Ontario, so I just want to make sure. Oh, okay, this is the thunderstorm watch down in that area. You are safe. These are just thunderstorms. If you're talking about Ontario, again, if you're wanting to know about a specific area, because we are covering quite a bit of area today, this is just a heavy rain thunderstorm. There's not much going on there. Let me take a look at things. These are just regular thunderstorms. It's not even severe warned, so that means it's a non-severe thunderstorm. Heavy rain, obviously lightning. The wind isn't very strong, and you're okay. As it's moving towards Buffalo, these storms are weakening, and they're slowly drifting further and further south. So they're going to go over Lake Erie. For Southern Ontario, I'm not concerned for any dangerous weather at this point, especially because it's now 7:15, so we're only a couple hours before dark. And once that happens, you tend to lose that energy for storms as well. So no, you are good in St. Thomas. If you're talking about Ontario, that's where I was looking at this point. So let me just hit that and watch this, and we'll cycle the radar and we'll continue to do a Q&A. Okay, so that depends on your settings. So this is a question coming waddling in the rain. Satellite imagery. So let me stop radar. Let me bring up satellite. If I want the entire thing, I switch from here to what we call full disk. And then I can see satellite imagery in high resolution anywhere I want, so I can zoom in and out. It's just the continental US is what I had selected, but I can look at satellite imagery anywhere up here that I want, essentially. So that's just a setting on my end, just my personal preference, the way I have it set up, because this is just a still image, whereas the other one is multiple still images that you can play. That's why I have it on there when I'm looking at what's happening, but just one still image, I can zoom in and take a look at what's going on with storms anywhere. So that's the reason why. Let's go back to radar, hit play, and then zoom around, and we'll see if anything's going on. So yes, we are in WeatherWise Pro, so we have the most complex version, or the most capable version of WeatherWise Pro. If you're just starting out, I believe there's a free version. That's good enough for people starting out, and then as you get more and more into it, you can upgrade your to a monthly plan, and that gets you more features depending on what you want, and it will always show you what the steps are. But because of what we do, we are on WeatherWise Pro. It gives us access to everything, and we can mine tons of data and everything. And I use it when I'm not on the stream to look at models. I look at all sorts of stuff through there. So already saying July 31st is getting closer, and Edmontonians know this date well, especially if they've been around for a while. It is coming through. So we are still in the peak of season, July, and then August things start to taper off. But we're still lots of time before we're out of this kind of severe season as things go. So definitely lots left going on. It's crazy to say this, but that's almost 40 years ago. It's 39 years, I want to say, this year since that happened. So, man, I'm trying to remember. I was in Edmonton in 1988, actually. Summer of 88, we were out there for a family trip. I was a kid back then anyways, but yeah, that's definitely, we were there for West Edmonton Mall and all the touristy stuff. We had friends there, but definitely nothing to do with the tornado side of it back then. Because again, I was pretty young. Shiver Me Timber asking what's up in Ottawa Gatineau area. There is nothing happening other than you've got showers basically. This is just garden variety showers in that area, and it's barely anything. It's all moved off to the east. There's nothing going on. This is basically no longer an issue. The only place we have a little bit of thunderstorm activity is in southwest Ontario. That's I keep forgetting that radar is down. We have some basically non-severe thunderstorms just drifting towards Lake Erie at this point. Nothing to be concerned about there. Heavy rain at times, but that would be it at this point. So nothing to worry about there as far as Ottawa Gatineau as well area. I mean. So asking if I use any other weather apps for forecasting. I've amalgamated everything into here. I used to go on to College of DuPage. It's a website, so that has a bunch of models on it. It has satellite imagery. I used to use Pivotal Weather, but since I've gotten WeatherWise, it has everything I need here, so I don't need to wander around. It's very familiar to me anyway. So this is what I use for my for everything, because again, I can look at models, I can look at outlooks from Environment Canada, satellite imagery, I can look at composite, everything's here, so it's got really cool stuff. Yeah, no problem. Waddling in the rain. That's why I'm here to give you guys, you know, some tips and tidbits as far as this stuff is concerned. I'm thinking, I mean, as much as I'm enjoying this, you know, I'm probably gonna. I'm going to just take a look around here. If there's nothing happening right now, I'll probably stop this stream. And if something does happen, I'll jump on the stream here and we'll cover whatever is going on. But I'm starting to think that, you know, especially for Manitoba, I think that the threat is basically over. We just have showers south of Winnipeg. In Winkler, you have one lightning bolt here. So it's very minimal around Winkler. This is just regular showers, and our tornado threat is still there based on the watch. They still have it for another 4 hours out there. But right now, again, it looks like we're in a hurry up and wait scenario. So, yeah, it's, I don't know. I think there's still an opportunity in Alberta, Saskatchewan area for something to happen, because far later in the day, especially if you go to the foothills in Alberta, that's 10 p.m. So we're still 3.5 hours from that, but we'll see whether that's the case anyway. So I remember ITV Edmonton had breaking news that afternoon about tornadoes touching down around Beaumont and Millwoods in 1987. Yeah, crazy. So CC, good to see you here. Always fun chatting with you. Thanks for stopping in. So, yeah, I think, I mean, we've been, you know, like I said, I'm going to probably take a break here. I'll stop this stream. And then if something does happen later on, I will jump right back on and we'll cover it as it's happening. I'll monitor things. But right now, I think the threat for Winnipeg is definitely a lot lower as these storms have moved through. I'm just going to take a look at some current weather data out through there. Still some decent temperatures in the area, so there's still potential, but I guess down here by Roland, it's 18 to 19 degrees with those storms that move through there, so they're cooling off the air a little bit. But you know, there is still some potential, so I'm not saying this is not going to happen tonight, but right now we'll probably pause the stream. I'll come back if something happens, so I appreciate everybody. Excuse me, I'll go have my dinner, sit down and enjoy it a little bit. And then we can jump from there. Quick question from Noah saying, what's my opinion on Woodstock? There are just some storms down there at this point, but they are all drifting south. There is no concern down there. They are mostly non-severe thunderstorms, and they are drifting south towards Lake Erie at this point. So not concerned about that area as well. So guys, thanks for the Q&A. It's been fun chatting. I definitely enjoyed that. And I will reboot the stream if there's something worth rebooting for in Alberta, Saskatchewan, or Manitoba. We'll come back to it. Obviously, the folks that are in front of this, if it doesn't do anything and they don't have to be affected by severe weather, that's always a good thing. So, okay, we'll maybe see you later, and if not, we'll see you on the next live stream. So, thank you guys again. This is round 2, and there may be a round 3.